Hey folks, this clip is brought to you by the fastest growing sports book in Tennessee, Zen Sports. And code A to Z TN, ATOZ TN to earn a welcome bonus that gives you 5% cash back on your total betting volume for your first 15 days of betting. That is Zen Sports. The video game for college football is finally returning. And the outside of just the game actually happening, which is just so incredible. Waited all this time. I kept till 3-4 years ago. I kept in 14 and finally parted sad, tearfully parted ways.
Yeah.
But have held on to the love for the game all the same. And it is finally back with this new element of the players are actually going to be in the game. And it's amazing. Are you a college football video game fiend, Will?
It is one of the most important things in my upbringing. I have taken Louisiana Monroe to, I think, 6 straight national championships just as a thank you for them beating Alabama in Nick Saban's first year. That was even on NCAA 14. Like, this was not something that I back then was using ULM on. Like, no. Like the Warhawks, I mean, we were Monroe, Louisiana. We were building championships there. I mean, the amount of MAC programs, like I had an Eastern Michigan run. I had an Army run. I had a San Diego State run of about 5 straight national championships. At one point, Georgia State, unfortunately, never again because of a certain loss in 2019. We'll never be touching that one again. But it is the best game ever. It is so much fun. It is something that I have spent, I don't want to know how many hours, honestly, of my life I've given to that game. I go so far back with NCAA football that, do you remember when they had special teams challenge as a mini game on the NCAA football video games where all you could do is run special teams plays over and over? So you would play until someone scores a point. So this was probably NCAA football 2010, I think was when this was, or it might have even been 09. So what you would do is you would have an opening kickoff, you would return it, and then wherever that return ended, you had to punt or try a field goal. And I think you could fake a punt, but you had to score a touchdown. Otherwise, you have to punt it back to the other team, and you have no choice at that point. Awesome. So you could fake it and try to score at that point. So you literally would just keep doing punt returns back and forth until someone got in field goal range, could kick a field goal, and then that would be like the walk-off, the kicking the field goal. So my brother and I, we would play the Hawaii Bowl. Every time he would come home for Christmas, we would play the Hawaii Bowl. We would make it snow because that was always on Christmas Eve. So we'd be in a snowy Hawaii Bowl playing special teams challenge with 2 G5 teams. Like, so to answer your question, yes, this is a very important video game in my life.
Yes. I don't remember that special teams thing. That's hilarious.
I think it was NCAA 12 because a fraternity brother of mine had an Xbox 360 and he had that version for whatever reason. And we brought it out in our house once and everyone's like, where in the world did you find this? Like, how? They had the same response. Yeah.
I was a big Hawaii guy. I really liked, because there were those couple of years with Colt Brennan where Hawaii was like pretty good. I think they went undefeated that one year maybe. And then played in a BCS game. And yeah, I used to take Hawaii to national championships. That was, what a joy. No, it's this, and this one is going to be so special because, not only is it the return after 10 years and that's incredible, but you actually have the players finally being able to be in the game. They set up this deal where the players are going to get $600 and a copy of the game to be in the game. You saw a little bit of pushback from this. There's like a College Football Players Association that's actually been organized or something, and they were like, this isn't enough. We need more. And ultimately, it probably isn't enough, especially for some of stars that will be in this game, your Nico Yamaliavas and guys like that. It's football season, and it's time to switch to Zen Sports, the fastest growing sports book in Tennessee, changing the bonus game with their cash rewards program. When you sign up for Zen Sports with code A to Z TN, ATOZ TN, earn a welcome bonus that gives you 5% cash back on your total betting volume for your first 15 days of betting. And if you have friends who bet on sports, share your Zen Sports referral bonus code with them, and you will earn 3% of their betting volume for their first 6 months of betting on Zen Sports with no cap on how much you can earn. So what are you waiting for? Stop wasting time and money on other sportsbooks when you could be earning real cash rewards with Zen Sports. Download today on the App Store at ZenSports.com, and your wallet will thank you later. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 or older in Tennessee to bet. That is Zen Sports. Go download it now. But ultimately, I mean, you can't play favorites like that, and it's completely untenable. And so they just went, you get it or you don't. You don't have to be in the game. That's fine. Okay, yeah, right. Here's $600 in a copy of the game if you want it. And I think that's a great way to handle it. And then on top of that, they set up this NIL sort of setup. I think, isn't it essentially to be kind of an ambassador, sort of a spokesperson for the game of sort. I actually saw, I retweeted Brew McCoy. He posted, I'm in the game, CFB 25, EA Sports College, and then has a graphic with his name on it and how he'll actually be in the video game. That's so incredible. Because obviously were you this over the top with it? Would you fill out the entire, like I used to make Tennessee's entire team.
Oh yeah. 100%.
We all did that, didn't we?
100%. I got to the point too on NCAA 14 where you could like download somebody's roster file that they made. And there was a guy who every year, it was some kind of like LSU related gamer tag was what it was on Xbox, where you could go on Xbox and you could find that guy's gamer tag on Reddit or something. And he will have filled out like even down to like height, weight, and hometown. Like this guy was an angel sent from heaven to make every single roster. I always had every single roster made. At one point, I even made as a Brentwood native, I even made the division that my high school played in the TSSAA and made them the Conference USA. So you had like BA, MBA, Father Ryan, Pope John Paul, like instead of the Conference USA, and we just were in college football. And I made my high school football team's roster and was like playing with my buddies that I'm in math class in as the broadcaster of my high school football team. Like when I tell you, this is why I probably talked to like 2 or 3 girls a month in middle school and high school, is because I was busy making all of my friends on the NCAA football video game. That
sounds pretty time consuming. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little more casual than that. Although I was definitely, I would make, I want to say a couple of the iterations I made the entire SEC or close to it. I tried to do, I would do maybe the big teams. Vanderbilt never got made because who really cares? So some of those. But yeah, I was that serious. But no, I didn't do high school teams or anything like that. That's fun, so good. So good. But man, it really is. It's awesome. And I'm glad that it's being done the way that it's being done in a time when it can actually be done right with the players in the game. I'm almost glad that they waited this long, as much as I wanted to play it for the last, however long. And I'm going to have to buy a PS5, I think.
Yeah. I did the new Xbox in the fall for the exact same reason, just to get out ahead of it. Because I've been a FIFA guy, like I'm a soccer guy. And so that's what's replaced NCAA for me. And FIFA is now no longer, it's just EA FC. So NCAA, I'm back, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I got to get this. It's going to be the new Grand Theft Auto, which I think it's not coming out till like 2026 or something. Right. But, finally I got to upgrade. Been working with that PS4 for all this time. I bought it used in 2014, I think.
Nice.
And finally it's going to have to give up the ghost. But that's okay. It's a worthy cause.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, absolutely it is.
My version of this game is going to cost me $670. That's
worth
okay.
It. Yeah, enough. If only you were a 20-year-old wide receiver for an SEC team, you'd have enough to buy the PS5, and you'd have.
I know. Dang it. Well, I think that's it. That's a show.